So at Vitalis Movement and Wellness, we do physical therapy, we do functional medicine and wellness type interventions, as well as some medical aesthetics. So as you work your way in here, this is Lindsay. She is our front desk receptionist. She does a multitude of things for us. She's been a blessing here these last few months since we hired her. So as we start here the tour, to the left here as we come in, this is my physical therapy space. So a bunch of different exercise interventions that we do, whether it's strengthening, range of motion, some stabilization type stuff. So we have a new set, which is a recumbent bike, of course the treadmill here, and then different band work, cable machine, different hand therapy interventions in the far corner. We do utilize electrical stimulation and moist heat packs as well as do some kind of there as well. So this area over here behind us is going to be my wife's Rocasa Organic. So it's an all-natural, oil-based supplement line. Two sisters started it down in Texas. One of them had breast cancer, so they kind of cleaned up their chemicals that they were getting exposed to and made up their own kind of concoctions that were all natural. And so this is kind of what they've come up with, over 300 products. Good thing with the Rocasa Organics, the oil-based stuff, you get about 80% absorption rate with it compared to your normal like capsular pills that are going through your digestive tract, where you're only getting about 10 to 30%. So we've just seen quite a bit of improvement with different symptoms when we put them on some Rocasa Organics there. A couple other things here, the Clean Simple Eats protein as well is something my wife offers. She does have the clear protein as well, which is just basically a protein in a drink there. So that is the Rocasa Organics. We'll head back this way. The first room on the right here is going to be my wife's IV therapy room. So, and I didn't mention my wife is a nurse practitioner, of course, so she is the one that does the Rocasa Organic stuff, some of this functional medicine and wellness type stuff, and the cosmetic aesthetic stuff, which we'll get to kind of as we go along in the tour here. But the IV therapy room, of course, you get 100% absorption with that. There are some pre-made bags with all your B vitamins in them, and then she can also add certain things to different bags depending on what your lab work show. So she will go through a full lab panel with you if that's kind of what route she decides to take you through. And then based on those results, she'll go over those with you, sit down and come up with kind of a comprehensive plan, whether it's maybe the IV therapy, whether it's some diet changes, whether it's the Rocasa Organics type stuff. But yeah, so we have two kind of bays right now, working on getting on a third one, so that way we can have kind of multiple parties in here at once. So again, 100% absorption with the IV therapy. The next room is our kid room. So try to make it kid friendly here. So we have a bunch of different toys that we utilize in here, a TV, of course, for the kids to come in with their parents, or just to try to kind of distract them in there while we're working with their parents there. So try to make it a family friendly approach here. So this is my treatment room. So this is where I do all my manual therapy techniques, my initial evals, some exercise based stuff depending on if we need any equipment out in the other room. But a couple things I'll point out in here. This machine right over here is called a Win-Back Therapy machine. It's a form of T-CAR therapy. So I am the only one in South Dakota that has this machine currently. So professional athletes use it, college athletes use it. It's basically helping promote healing at the cellular level using a high energy radio frequency current. So pretty proud of that machine. I've had some really good results with different types of injuries, fractures, strains, sprains, lymphedema, neuropathy, so different things like that we can utilize that machine for. So the other thing you do quite a bit of is functional dry needling. That is a form of trigger point release. So same needles as like acupuncturists use, just different techniques. So we're going directly into that muscle, into that tight knot or that trigger point, and basically putting a needle in there to do a pissoning technique, which causes a local twitch response to help release some of that tension, some of that stress in that muscle. So that's kind of a big thing that I utilize as well for pain control and just getting rid of certain tight muscles. Other things, cupping, IA stem, which is just using tools to mobilize the tissue. Taping techniques is another thing I use. Rock tape is a form of kind of kinesio tape to help just promote blood flow to that area and just promote better tissue mobility with that. So yeah, those are kind of the things that I do in this room. And then this next room here is the inversion table. So inversion table I use more so for lumbar decompression, meaning just it helps decompress the spine, where it helps relieve some of the pressure off the nerve roots that are going out of your spine into the legs. So a lot of times with like low back pain or low back pain that radiates into the legs, we utilize this machine to help kind of decompress that and help improve those symptoms. I do also have a Saunders cervical traction unit up front. That one I use just more so for the neck. So similar idea, just one for the neck, one for that lower back region. And then the last room here outside of the bathroom and a storage room back there, but this is my wife's treatment room. So this is where she does her functional medicine and wellness consults. So again, she'll go over those lab panels with you and then come up with that comprehensive plan of what route she thinks will be best for you to improve those ranges there. So kind of from a functional medicine standpoint. And then this chair, she does do some other cosmetic aesthetics things, so Botox, filler, microneedling, hydrofacials, so all that cosmetic aesthetic stuff. She does do the lab draws in here as well. She does do intramuscular injections as well, like vitamin B12, vitamin D shots, so different things like that to help, again, with that functional medicine standpoint. So. But yeah, that's kind of the clinic. So yeah, feel free to give us a call, reach out with any questions. Our number is 605-767-1601. Thank you.